Hello everyone. Hola, ¿cómo están? ¿Cómo está mi gente? Hope everyone is doing well. We're going to be trying to go live yet again. We were trying something earlier and it didn't seem to be working. So hopefully it'll work now so that we could actually be live today. If by chance, so far it looks so far so good. If by chance it does get disconnected like it did a couple of weeks or so ago, we will record it and upload it just like we did the one from yesterday and before. So to make up for the ones where we couldn't go live. So hopefully this will work. So far it says it's excellent connection. So we will proceed. So hello. This is Lena with Especially Made for Me. In case you haven't been here before, just want to make sure to do a quick introduction. If this is your first time, if you're, as you're looking through the video, if it's a replay or joining us here live, if there's anything you like about the video, the tutorial, please give us thumbs up. If there's any questions, please let us know via comment. We have no way of knowing that you're out there unless you let us know. So if you feel comfortable, please let us know where you're watching from and maybe your first name if you're comfortable with that, just so that we'll know the different areas that are watching. And do subscribe as well. Do share the link of the video with your friends, family, and your social media preference of choice. And that will be showing us some love, so that way we'll know that you are happy with the content and what we're doing. So enough of all of that. I am Hispanic. I was born in New York, but my parents are Hispanic. So if my accent, my Spanglish comes out and that upsets you, my sincere apologies. It just happens. So it's just me. Can't apologize really for being me, which I guess I just did, but just bear with me. Bear with me. I like, I gotta be me. So a little bit of Spanglish. We do try to learn a little bit of Spanish as we go. So we're gonna get started. We're doing a door hanger. And here comes the error. Getting the little error thing again. So hopefully it'll just go away. If it does happen again, I'll just go ahead and record instead of trying it a gazillion times like I did the first couple of times this happened, the last couple of weeks or so. And then I'll just upload it. So we're going to be working on a door hanger before it disconnects. We're using our fa la 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 sign. And we are using a wreath form, but we just cut it in half. And I'll show you how we did that as well. So I'm going to keep going until it completely disconnects us. And we're going to be using red and white mesh, the 10 inch by 10 yard. We do have a regular Deco poly mesh, and we are going to be using a basket weave mesh in white. So we're going to be cutting that to make ruffles, and we are going to be alternating between regular ruffles and woodland ruffles, because I just like that look when I do the door hangers. It makes it look more fluffy. So we're going to be doing that. So we're going to be cutting at 20 and 30 inches, just to 25 inches, just to kind of make sure we have enough room for doing the woodland ruffle. So that being said, I'm going to just continue, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm just going to load these up so we can start cutting, because I was having some issues earlier. I didn't get to cut them ahead of time, so I apologize for that. But I did get to get the frame started, which is definitely a good thing. So that'll help us with time. Okay. Still showing me an error, but it's letting us continue. So I'm going to continue. Alrighty, so I'm going to change the view of the camera. And so you can have the multiple view where we, have me to the corner, and you can have that bird's eye view so you can see what we're going. And that way I could explain a little bit better with regards to our sign and our wreath form. Okay? Alrighty. So here we go. So we have just a regular, I'm going to turn this over, a regular sign as you can get at the craft stores. And what I did was actually cut a wreath form, a round wreath form in half, making sure that I cut above one of the bars, because the other part you normally can't use for this. So we are cutting in half, and then we're gonna drill little holes here on the sign itself. Use the very smallest drill bit. Now you can go one more up if you're going to be using the bigger thicker zip ties, but I use the mini zip ties just to make it make little holes instead. But you could do either or, and you're basically, I'm going to try to hold this up, just going to put it together, just running your zip ties and tying it on so you can tie the half of the wreath form to your sign. Okay, then what you'll do after that is just put on your zip ties as you normally would for a wreath form when you're going to be making a wreath, and just alternating so that you can have them zigzagging, so you'll always have one in between the two for your outer edges. Now another thing that I do differently that you may, hopefully you can see that here since I'm lifting it. Normally we don't do anything on the outer rim when we do a wreath. We leave that open and we use just the middle and the inner. For this purpose, we actually going to be using the outer rim to put our zip ties, and then we're going to be using the second from the inside for our inner rim. And that is because the ruffles and the mesh will be so it'll take enough room to where it'll still provide the coverage, and we're only doing half of the wreath form, and we don't want to cover the actual sign. So we're kind of starting a little bit off, so you can kind of measure based on your sign, because your sign of course may be different depending on your letters. Hello, hi Miss Monica. I'm glad you're able to see and hear. I'm still getting all these warnings and little things going off here from YouTube. But I'm going to keep on going until it disconnects, like it did that all the time. So hopefully it'll still work. Glad you like the sign. I like the fa la 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 la. We can start singing. Wish I could hear you. So that is how we put this together. And then we're going to be cutting our mesh, because I have not gotten to do that part ahead of time. But I'm thankful I got to do the wreath form and such ahead of time to save us some time, because this is one that I wanted to do that other time. We ended up doing a patriotic door hanger, but we weren't able to do it exactly the way that I wanted to show you. So that's why we're doing this one and continuing with the Christmas in July. So again, we're using a basket weave deco mesh, and we're using a regular poly deco mesh for one of the other colors. So we'll have the red and the white going, and I'm just going to start cutting. We don't need much. So again, when we do these, which is another reason why I love making these, you can make a lot of them, quite a few of them, 3, 4 of them with just the 2 rolls. So don't be too concerned with using 2 rolls of mesh, because you don't use it all. Okay, and if you notice, I only have 7 or 8 that we're going to need for when we cut, and then we're going to be alternating, so it doesn't take much at all. Alrighty, let's get to cutting. Gotta show you these pretty ribbons. We are going to be using, of course, some red and some multicolor ribbon. So I want to add a little bit of sparkle and some green. Gotta have some sparkle. So these are going to be our ribbons. So I'm going to put those out there so we can see those. Oh no, I would love to hear you sing. I think singing is beautiful. We can sing together. We'll help cover each other's voices. Alrighty, so for the regular ruffle, we're going to go to 20. And remember, we're going to be alternating. So I'm just going to separate them so we'll know which one's which. So that gives us 2. We're going to cut our, let's see, with 25 for our Woodland Ruffle. that flag again? It keeps saying error, error, error. So hopefully you can still see me okay. I don't know what is going on. But my hubby said you should try going live. Don't do the upload. Just try it and see what happens. So this is what happens. So I didn't have it pre-recorded as a backup, so hopefully it'll work. Okay. And doing our 25. So that is it for cutting. Oop, oop, the other way. Okay. So I'm just going to roll these a little bit to get them out of the way. We're going to get started. I'm going to turn it over just so that you can actually see the sign. See if we can do this. We can do this. So your choice as to which way you want to start. If you want to start with ruffle and then do woodland, or woodland and then ruffle, entirely up to you. Now you could also do ruffles and curls. So because we have red here, I'm going to start with the white. And this is that basket weave. Let me see if I can hold them up closer so you can kind of see the difference. Okay, so the basket weave, let's see if I put my hand on it. You can kind of see it's a little bit more woven and the openings are a little bit bigger. And then this is our regular Deco mesh. Poly Deco mesh. Poly, poly, poly. All right, so for our woodland ruffle, we're gonna go backwards. Instead of doing it like a regular ruffle this way, we're gonna go this way. In the way that it wants to roll on its own. Get my little, we're just gonna do a little curl. Going about 2 or 3. Do the same thing on the other end. And I just have it, I'm holding it in between my fingers, just to keep it there. You could also use a clip. And the rest of it we're going to do as a ruffle, just like a normal ruffle. And then we're just going to do as we normally would. Now with the basket weave, it is a little bit thicker. So do keep that in mind too if you decide to use the basket weave. Okay, so we did woodland ruffle, so now we're going to go with red, but we're going with the shorter because we're going to do a regular ruffle, and we're just going to continue to alternate. If you see me looking around at stuff and kind of it's because I keep seeing all these warnings and little yellow things coming up from YouTube. But like I said, I'm going to keep on going because if it works, it'll, as long as it doesn't disconnect us like it kept doing last time, we're going to keep on trucking. Okay, this would be the regular ruffle. We're going to do the same thing as usual. If you've watched my other tutorials, we're going to overlap our ends. To give it a more rounded look. I think I might, I know. I'm not trying to decide here while we're just by looking at it if I want to switch that other one over. We'll see. We'll just keep going. of ruffle. So I want to make sure I alternate the colors and the type of ruffle. So just making sure it's nice and tight, because this one is much thicker. I tell you what, not sure what all that is about. But thank you for being patient and joining us, even with all these technical things going on. If by chance it doesn't seem to go all the way through on the data, please let me know if you're not able to hear or see, because I will know until way after. And just putting that together. Oops. Get our woodland ruffle on the other side in red, so we can have everything alternated from one side to the other. And we do the same thing with these. We do try to get that curl to show a little bit more defined, and then with the other ruffle it'll make it stand up. Yep, wrong one. I need this one. Oh, these blinking things in bright yellow is just so distracting, y'all. It's just crazy. Hopefully you can still hear me and see me. Doesn't seem to have disconnected me yet. Still says we're live. So again, thank you for bearing with us. Okay, again, just giving it about 2-3 rolls just to make sure we have a defined curl. And then we're going to do a ruffle like normal. Since I don't have it clipped, I'm just making sure I keep holding it. Oh, and I just did that backwards, didn't I? That's all right. It'll work. It'll still work. It was supposed to be a... We'll make it happen. Going to do a regular ruffle, but I don't want to have just ruffles on one side. I want to keep alternating. What? We're good? Okay, good. I don't know why it keeps doing that if it's working. It's very distracting. I wish you could kind of see what I see. It's just all these bright yellows and black and error and warning. So I'm going to keep ignoring it as long as it keeps us connected. Last time it kept disconnecting us, so I guess it's getting better. Alright, I have to turn this around. Sorry. Just so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, and I'm just tying these in with the chenille stems right in the middle. And doing our thing with overlapping our ends so it'll have a more rounded look. And then of course we want to make sure everybody's behaving and being good neighbors. white. And we're good to go. Okay, so it is freezing. Well, so sorry. Okay, you can still see though. So that's definitely progress from last time. So I couldn't figure out what on earth was going on. It just kept completely cutting me off. We made sure there wasn't anything else that was pulling, like streaming, you know, no movies streaming or anything like that, just to make sure it wasn't something on our end. So we'll see. Behave. Be good neighbors. Alrighty. Okay, so now we can start adding our ribbons. And I did cut an extra, looks like. Just gonna roll it and get it out of the way. So for ribbons, we'll do like usual. We're just gonna do 1 and 1. More in the middle. And I wanted to have something with the green just to add another little color. Was doing that in the other one as well. Oh boy. We can't seem to. We've done so much troubleshooting over the last few weeks, trying to see what has changed, and we just haven't been able to find anything. We thought it might be, you know, the streaming of, you know, like watching movies and such. I know usually when I'm here live, my husband might be watching a movie or, you know, something like that. So but it's not happening, so I don't understand. Okay, so to this, another thing that makes it fun is that you can add some embellishments. Being Christmas, of course, you can do some Christmas balls to match the theme. And you would do it right in the middle where you will put your streamers, your ribbon, just to add a little more to it. You can also use tubing just to give it a little more. You can let your imagination roll. Thinking I might do some of the white one in there. Let's see. I'm skipping. Gonna cut some of that other ribbon with the peppermints and candy canes and put those on the white. On the red rather. Hopefully it won't glitch too much, not too many pauses on the streaming. But I'm glad we're able to stay on. At least it's not disconnecting us. That's a big plus. And then next week we can do something new. Can't believe August is right around the corner. It's like, you know, fall will be here before we know it. or I guess Halloween first. Let's see, do we need another red? No. Okay. Cut some of this. So these I have them cut at the usual 12 inches. Looks like we'll need, let's see, 3. Okay, so we'll do 3. Quick and easy. Another good thing about doing these door hangers in this way, it doesn't take long either. It's just the prep time. But really to make it, it's not bad at all. Okay, just doing some dovetailing. Trying to go a little fast too, because that the little flashing makes me nervous. I'm hoping we can get it finished. But if it does disconnect us again, just in case you're just joining us, because it does say there's a few watching, I'll just go ahead and upload it. I'll just finish recording and do an upload. Okay, so here we go. Just thought this one with the little candies, it's just so cute. Let's see, can I? It's got like little peppermints and little peppermint sticks. Oh, looks like we lost a couple of people. Might have to do with the same. I could understand if it's kind of glitchy and it freezes every once in a while. Hopefully you still like the door hanger and the tutorial. If so, do give us a thumbs up. Now this one, this sign, I noticed that the hanging cord, it's a little bit shorter than the others. So for that reason, we probably won't put a bow on it unless we make something small for it. Okay, I'll go ahead and turn it around so I'll have easier access to the other side. So we still need one more here. I'm just scrunching it in the middle and shaping the ribbon a little bit so it'll be a little bit easier for when we place it with our mesh. Okay. So there's our door hanger, and this is what I meant with it being shorter, so it'll probably be a small bow that we can make up here if we want to highlight this top area, because normally I do like putting something on top. Oops, I have a little cushion that wants to fall, sorry y'all. Okay, so let's see, so that we can try to make something small for the top. I want the, where'd it go? I think that will probably be decisions. Okay, dovetail. Go ahead and dovetail this one. Try and make a very small bow that we can use on this top part. Okay, and don't want to make it too big, so I don't want it to cover our letters. So and we're going small. And I'm just kind of tucking it under and over, just so it'll be a quick bow, like so. And, oops, wrong one. Let's see. Another way that you can do these little bows is do one and then do another one and put them together. Just like showing a different option of you can do the same thing. So what I did was, because I want to make sure the print is to the top, and you could do your little measurement the same way. Just going to put it in between your thumb and your pointing finger. You're going to go under and just tuck it in. And now you're going to do over. And you're just going to hold your tails back down, so that way your print stays on top without having to do any kind of turning if you're not using the Bowdabra or the Easy Bow Maker or anything like that. It's just one quick way to do a small bow without having to use any equipment. And then just use that same zip tie to tie it around. And just make it nice and tight on the back. And then once we have it on our little rope, we can do some more shaping. And just kind of twisting it on the back. Nice and easy, not complicated. Thank you, Monica. I actually do have a full-time job. So I do this on the side. I work at a hospice, so it kind of, and I'm a manager, so my time kind of, you know, being salary and all, time kind of varies from one day to the next and week to the next and all of that good stuff. So definitely a little bit of a challenge sometimes. I get home and it's like, okay, I'm just about pooped. But this is something I enjoy so much. It's kind of like, you know, I kind of jokingly say it's like therapy. And it's something I used to enjoy doing with my mom. So okay. So there we are. That's just a cute little bow to kind of bring everything back up, and then we can hang it. Let me bring it back into focus. There we go. So quick and easy. Doesn't take long. It's just more of the prep work. And because it doesn't take much material, you can make a whole bunch of these with, you know, just having the two rolls. If you do alternating colors, You could also use mesh that already has the multiple colors in it to make it a little bit easier. That way you're not having to cut two different kinds of rolls, but really not much of a biggie. So just something cute, quick and easy that can be made inexpensively, which is another thing I like. So any questions at all? Looks like we're still doing good, other than the little flashing. It still says we're live, so I'm happy about that. Don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe, share the link with your friends and family. And we will try this again. We're gonna go ahead and continue to try on Fridays like we normally do. So we'll be back on Friday to do another project, and I will put it out there so you'll have a couple of days where you'll see what we'll be making. If not, I'll do an email blast. I haven't done one of those in a while. And you can subscribe to that email list if you haven't already done so. There's a link on the bottom of where the video description is, so you can sign up there. And we'll try to keep you posted. I promise I don't bombard you with the email list. I just do it periodically. So don't be afraid to join if that is your main concern with that. So I'm going to change the camera view just so that, there we go. I don't know if I like that view. There we go. So I want to lift it up so that you can see it a little bit better. So there we go. Alrighty, so thanks again for joining us, and we will see you again next week, Friday, 8 p.m. Central